1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hear me, Andre?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Back against the rope. He's desperately trying to cover up. Ali won't extend himself while Lyles against the rope. But Ali smells blood.
All right. Let's get started. What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
This is Against the Ropes podcast, number 78. I am Gio Garcia. I am alongside Christian Mosqueda. We are back in the building.
Yeah, we got some special guests
Special guests
in the building.
Double
Thank
trouble.
you.
Man, I feel special.
Up and coming super middleweight prospect 4-0. Is it 4 knockouts? I see 3, but
Yeah.
okay,
it's
okay.
Yeah.
4 knockouts. Mr. Andre Perez
Thank you for the love.
and his father, trainer, Mr. Rhino Perez.
There you go.
Hey.
Oh, man.
He's like, "Where's
The
mine?"
whole name. He used the whole name this time. All right.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
So I had the pleasure of meeting you guys on Just Like Boxing.
Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean. Shout out to
Boxing,
Mr.
Shout
Staggs.
out to Sean.
And we had a good little conversation, and we talked about it. I was like, man, it sucks that we had to cut it. We could talk about boxing. We could talk about Andre for hours. So
Yeah,
I'm glad that we're
yeah.
doing this now.
Yeah.
He was going to get to meet you guys, ask some questions of his own.
Okay.
But, welcome. This is your home, guys. Anything that you guys want to talk about, jump right in.
Thanks for Luis Mejia, too, from Combat Collective Sports for having us, too.
Combat Sports Collective.
Shout out.
them.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone, man.
Yeah. So I asked you some questions on that podcast, but I'm going to ask you a couple more.
Mm-hmm.
Just
The
so
tough
the
questions.
listeners can get to know you. So I'll start off. When did you start boxing? How did that love for boxing start, Andre?
I started boxing like when I was like 6, 7,
Mhm.
and then I had stopped, and I came back when I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since 12, I've been doing it.
12.
So yeah.
Yeah. And when was one time where you were like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't at 6 that you felt like, I'm a fighter. When was
Yeah.
that moment where you're like, oh man, I'm a fighter. I'm meant for this. Was there a particular like either sparring or a particular moment?
Not really.
Hmm.
I don't really get that, to be honest. with you.
Mhm.
I never thought that to my head. I just liked it and I just kept going with it.
Was it something that you're just like, this is what I know as a child,
Yeah.
dad bringing you in?
Did
Yeah.
dad make you?
No. It's because it's funny because I when he was like 7,
Mhm.
I threw him in with like a 12-year-old kid. I don't know if he remembers that. He was probably too young, but
Mhm.
Nah, I remember that.
and then from there I was like, oh, this kid got something.
Yeah.
He's running on the 12-year-old. You know what I mean? He's only 7. So.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
yeah,
how-
that was that.
How does that happen? Like, how does that decision to turn pro happen? Because from my understanding, you don't have an extensive amateur background, do you?
Mm-mm.
So how does that even happen? That's a question for both of you. That decision of, my son is going to go pro.
Well,
or
he
from-
he only had maybe around 28, 30 bouts in his into his bout. But when he did that, it was like the first national tournament was like the Silver Gloves, I think. Actually, it was a Desert Showdown, not a national tournament, but it was a tournament. And he won his first bout there, and then a few more fights later on, we did the Silver Gloves, right?
Yeah.
Silver Gloves in August, and he won that in 2014.
No, 2014, 15.
Yeah.
I won that one.
What is your recollection as a 6-year-old fighting against a kid much older than yourself, maybe much bigger as well?
I don't know. I didn't
He
even
big
think
now
of it.
though.
Yeah, I didn't think of it. I wasn't really that much scared, but I was just a kid. I was more like those rough kids, so I really liked that.
Oh, okay.
I was always like
I like asking this question to fighters. Do you experience fear, and if so, how do you either use that, how do you control it? How do you use that inside the ring?
I don't really use it in the ring. I usually use it more like in training because I definitely I'm not trying to get like beat up or nothing, so that's why I train hard so I can save myself from getting embarrassed. But like if I do get beat up and like which would probably never happen, but if I do get beat up, if I do get beat up, it's because that's part of my fault,
Mm-hmm.
Probably didn't train enough.
Yeah.
But if I do get beat up, and I knew I trained hard, then I wouldn't really have no like
Mm-hmm.
fear about it. Just he got me good.
You said you were like a
Usually.
rough, tough kid growing up. Do
Yeah.
you use that intimidating factor here and there?
No, I'm just I'm more like quiet, and then
Tough guys don't last long in the ring.
Mm.
That's what they say.
yeah, I don't. I'm kind of quiet though, but like in the ring, you know, I'm not as quiet.
Different story.
Yeah,
With your hands still talking.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of people say like, oh, like quiet or like I just how I am.
Mm.
I'm kind of quiet, but like once I kind of like break the ice with people, I start talking more.
Yeah. I was sharing with Gio some of the pictures, some of the guys you were sparring with. You got Zurdo, right?
Yeah.
Julio Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
Uh,
Rosado.
Rosado. I asked you about, I think, Zurdo. I'm gonna ask you about Rosado. What's something you learned from him? Being in the ring with him.
He actually taught me like how would I say it? Like distance and more like keeping like that range,
Mm.
and then just more like explosive too, like always being like throwing combinations.
Always thinking
Yeah.
ahead. Always thinking ahead. Always thinking
Yeah.
ahead.
Talking about
Yeah.
thinking ahead, was your goal always to have him turn pro?
Actually, I wanted him to stay amateur for a little bit, but you know, to get a little bit more like time in the ring. But you know, I just seen it in him that he was getting kind of tired of the amateurs. So, like his 18th birthday, you know, he was still in high school, so he turned 18 in high school. But he's like, I'm getting tired of the amateurs. I want to go pro.
What high school you go to?
I want to share.
Okay, cool. And then I also heard on that podcast that you didn't like the amateur style,
Mhm.
right?
No, I didn't. It was like that's fast paced. I want more like taking my time, sitting down on my punches.
So you're not a big fan of the 4 rounds either, as of now?
Oh, it's 4 now.
No, the 4 rounds as a pro.
Pro fights.
Oh, yeah, but I mean
You
it's
okay with-
3.
you
Yeah, it's
cool?
3 minutes,
Yeah.
so I get
But they don't last the 4 minutes though either. Yeah, they don't last the 4 rounds. I mean,
Yeah. The thing about Olympic or not Olympic, like amateur, it's very kind of like a point system, right? It's more like
there's more points.
yeah. So it's like
points and
yeah.
I say
and
like
being fast.
not really like you said.
Whoever
Yeah.
can throw more, basically.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because you only have like a short amount of time to get your
I
points.
think it's like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's a minute, and then it was like a minute 30, I think, and then
Yeah.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I heard somewhere where he stayed too long in the amateurs, it could be adverse to a professional, to professionalism. Maybe if you stay too long in the amateurs. And one example that we talked about on Just Like Boxing was with the Olympic, the Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name, but he's the one that beat Shakur Stevenson. And I guess in his first pro fight, he couldn't adapt too well to the pro style. And I think he got dropped and lost that fight.
Well, Lomachenko, his first fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got.
It just depends on the person, like
Yeah,
you know. It's just if you
if
can
you
make
adapt,
that
you adapt.
transition.
If you don't, you know, you'll see it in the ring. But yeah, it's all about adapting, right? So if you can adapt, more power to you.
Yeah.
If you can't, well, start building. You know, that's.
Yeah. What's some of the best advice that your father has given you thus far?
Just really not to be scared. Pretty much, yeah. Just little tips here and there as I go.
What's Rhino? What's the advice that you would want him to take to heart most? What's a message that you want him to
Like for
him to stay with them to?
Oh, just you know, take care of your body. You know what I mean? You know, take care of your body, because as you get older, the wear and tear starts. You know, your body starts feeling a certain way. So just more take care of your body. You know, he moves his head a lot. You know what I mean? Moving more his head too. Always trying to get that head movement. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like to use the head movement and get hit a lot. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be punch drunk by the time he's 20.
Did you guys catch that exhibition match with Julio Cesar?
Oh, I tried to look for it. Well,
It's
who
on
won?
YouTube,
Well,
right?
who
It's on
won?
YouTube.
Yeah.
We talked about it, but
Yeah.
but who won? Did we find out who won?
I don't remember the.
I just know the ref lost.
Would he pass out or something?
I think
He got hit by accident.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
By quote unquote accident.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that,
it was
I heard
funny.
that.
Yeah. El Travieso hizo una travesura and like cooked it.
Oh man.
It was like the lucha libre, like theatrics type of stuff.
Yeah,
It was like
Yeah,
that.
I kind of liked it because the ref was like getting too much involved. I was like,
You
just
see
let
what
So he
happened?
deserved it.
yeah, just
You
let
see
them
what
go.
you see what happened?
Yeah, it was just too involved. And he was just talking. I was like, dude, let them go. These are like two Mexican
yeah,
warriors.
yeah, and they're wearing headgear, so you know.
But it was a good exhibition.
It was good. It was good.
I still think the first one was
classic.
Was classic.
That was good.
Did you check the first? Did you guys see the first one?
I see the first one.
I haven't seen both of them.
Yeah.
I just know that he won the first one.
Yeah, just because you brought up
I seen highlights. But
Yeah.
I didn't see like the whole thing.
I bring it up because you said the head movement, and you see like Chavez still had like.
Yeah.
the
Oh
head
yeah,
movement.
yeah, head movement.
Even
yeah,
at
head movement.
57
Muscle
years
memory.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Muscle memory.
Did you see the Travieso's dad telling Travieso why was he hitting La Leyenda so hard?
No,
Did you see that clip?
No.
Lily posted on her Xicana Boxing YouTube.
Oh,
It was
okay.
funny. He's like, pero ¿por qué le pegas así? And he's like, apá, ¿quién le vas pues? A él o a mí?
What are some of your fondest memories of seeing Julio Chavez Senior?
Oh, that he's still doing it right now at this age. He gave it, still giving his all to the sport.
Yeah.
How old is he? 53?
57.
57.
Dang.
Yeah. 7.
And he's still, even though they're exhibition, he's still putting fights on his belt. You know what I mean? So that's unbelievable right there. 57, still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, he keeps, like I said, you got to keep healthy and look at, bruise it. you
Yeah.
know?
At the end of the fight, he was like on the ropes, like he was tired, but it's because he's even at 57, he's giving his all, and you see that will.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question to you, Andre, is right now, you're in control of who you fight. Your skill is gonna pretty much set the tone.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind when you face somebody with that same skill, and when that will starts to kick in? What is something that you hope to learn from yourself when that happens, when that moment happens?
I don't know. Just,
You haven't thought about it.
no, it's just I don't know. It's just like that one is not to quit. Like no matter how hard it gets, like
Mm-hmm.
just don't quit.
And I thought you were gonna lead into Chavez Jr. questions because you see his dad giving it his all, even at his advanced age, and a lot of people criticize Junior for not doing the same. So, Dad, I'm gonna throw it to you, put you against the ropes a little bit.
Let's go.
Let's say your son, quits on his stool a couple times. How would that make you feel?
Well, all it depends on what we agree on that day of the fight. Hey, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's his health. But if
Yeah.
I seem like he's getting like wailed, and sometimes the ref don't do nothing. So either you gotta step in the scene, or the ref stops it just in time. But that I would have to measure when I get there. In those tough fights. You know what I mean? Because they do get tough when you get up there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I only asked that because it seems like Chavez Sr. feels like he's going to have a heart attack sometimes. Just watching his son and having to be on the ESPN Deportes boxing show, and everyone's criticizing his son.
And you know what? Chavez Jr. is Chavez Jr. I like Chavez Jr. Yeah, I like.
I actually like him too.
He's a good guy. You know what I mean? We sparred, and he's giving tips to my son. And he's a good guy. You know what I mean? Whatever other critics say, those are critics. Everybody's gonna have a hater in boxing or in any sport, right? You just got to get ready for it. And if it bothers you, it bothers you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Apparently, it doesn't bother him.
Yeah.
So he keeps living his life and drives his Ferrari and talks bullshit on Instagram. I like that shit.
Dyes his hair pink and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think the media is a little unfair? Are the fans a little unfair with Chavez Jr.?
You know what? I don't think they're unfair. They just, they just want to talk shit. I think, you know what I mean. And at the end of the day, they're just internet trolls, and what can you do, right? It's like either gonna take to the quota or you're not. You're like whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's some people that do hit that point, and when they see him, they're like, hey, I remember you, because it's happened before. It's happened.
Did you guys catch the last fight with Jacobs? That fight was actually pretty good. I thought he was fighting pretty well.
No, he was doing real good. He was,
he
but
was
I
doing
guess he
good.
fractured his nose.
Yeah.
He fractured his nose, and like I said, like he was doing good in sparring because Andre was sparring too. He was doing good, and I was like, man, he came to camp every day. He didn't mess around, and he took it serious. So it was just fortunate that he fractured his nose, and he didn't leave all on the line like like a Mexican's supposed to do, you know. But at the end, like how his dad said too, like, hey, he'll be the first one to criticize him. So
Yeah.
if his nose was, you know, fractured, you know, why are you gonna keep going and get hurt and make it more, you know, worse for you?
Yeah.
I feel like people do it for the views too. They know that Chavez name is gonna
Oh yeah.
carry some weight.
He's in
you
the
know?
gym right now training. You know, I'll probably go down next week, see if we could get some work in. You know,
How are his hands? Pretty heavy. How are
Chavez
his
Jr.'s?
hands? Chavez Jr.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're cool. Yeah.
his dad seen him spar too.
Yeah, I saw that,
Oh, I saw the
yeah.
picture. I
His,
saw the picture.
his dad
Yeah.
seen him spar too.
Yeah.
You know, and he told me, you know, as well. And I was kind of, you know, this guy is a legend in back of me, watching me orchestrate my son
Sick.
do what
Yeah,
he's doing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, man, that's like a Michael Jordan watching Kobe, rest in peace, Kobe, or one of the great ones, you know, do their thing and orchestrate what's going on, you know, and what was it, like 5 rounds I think we did with him, you know, that day when he was there.
Nice.
I was like, oh man, I like my hair still stand up because I'm telling the story because it's a true story, you know. In the end, a lot of people want to spar, you know, and I want to spar the Chavez family, you know, or even be around the legend, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that day, the legend got to see my son spar his son, and
Nice.
he told me like, at first he thought he was my son. I mean my brother. I was like, hey, tu hermano está bueno.
Gracias, gracias.
Tiene el cuerpo así, pum, pum. Mire, ay, va a ser campeón del mundo. Ay, and I go, thank you, Chavez, thank you. Pero es mi hijo. Y más tiene 18. Es like, ay, güey, ¿qué? Ay, va a ser campeón del mundo. Va a ser campeón. So I was like, man, I was happy. It was like, you know, that, you know, it was just a few people because, you know, it's a closed circuit camp. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't just walk in there and say, you know what I mean, hang out. So we were just blessed even just to be in the camp, you know what I mean? And because like I said, Freddie's seen him spar, you know, Surudo, so he's seen like, oh, this guy got nuts. He got nuts, you know. He got some, you know, that kid, you know, sparring these guys, getting him ready for, you know, fights and getting him ready for fights. So I was like, man, when Chavez told me that and Freddie said the same thing, I was like, oh man, see that. They see the vision as me, you know what I mean? I'm not lying, you know. When I see it, you know, I say this one's gonna be it, you know. And I tell my son, if you didn't have it, you better start going to college, you know what I mean? But he has something, you know. And I'm not gonna lie to him either, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm his father, and the day, and I want what's best for him.
Yeah.
So he's good at the sport. So.
Yeah. It's something for you to see, but when someone like them tells you right, you're just like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my hair still stand up. Like when I tell this story, you know, it's like, man, it's crazy. It's just crazy how you come from the amateurs, you know, and you build on from there. You know what I mean? Because he's fought a lot of pedigree amateurs as well too. You know, going to the amateur system. So he was getting ready, you know, and ever since he was a kid too, he was been sparring pros as well. So. He was, you know, that intimidate factor left the door. Now it was the intimidate factor that you sparring world champions. Now that was different.
Yeah.
That's a different, you know, different level of sparring. You know what I mean? And
So how does that happen? Like how did he spar Chavez Jr.?
Well, because I went for looking for sparring.
At the wild card?
At the wild card, I was gonna ask for like, hey, Sudo, you know, can you help out my son again? I went there like in the morning, mid-afternoon, like morning, like 9 or 10 o'clock. He was there, and he was in Sinaloa, I guess, because I went. I was like, oh, he's in Sinaloa right now. One of the trainers said, oh, all right. So I seen Fred. I was like, oh, you don't got any other, you know, super middleweights or? He goes, you know what? I got Chavez and Guerrero Rosado coming in for camp. You want to spar those guys?
Hey.
I go, sure. You know what I mean? Like, so I got a number from another trainer, Pepe. He's like, hey, give Pepe, you guys call, you know, talk to him, and then we'll set it up. And ever since then, it was, you know, kind of wrapped because he kind of already knew Andre because he seen him spar Surudo. So even he said when he first seen him spar Surudo, he thought it was my brother too.
Yeah.
And and he looked at him. He's like, man, how many fights does your son have? Like, I mean, your brother have. Looks like he has like around like 15, 20 fights. The way he's moving around, the way he's punching. I go, he looks real good. I go, thank you, Freddie. I was like, he's my son. And he only has, it's going to be his first fight, actually. His first professional fight. He goes, and he moves like that? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, all right, well, man. He's very good. I was like, thank you, Freddie.
Yeah.
So from there on, we would go, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to go spar him for maybe a month and a half. He was the one that literally because we used to train out of Ponce de Leon's gym too in Montebello where I used to live at and where I grew up at. So he was barely coming up. I don't think he wasn't even champion yet. But I just seen him, man, this guy's gonna be something too, man. And then we're all living the dream, right?
Yeah.
And then I get to see him live the dream. I was like, man, being the WBO super middleweight. I was like, man, anybody can do it in the boxing game if you really want to do it. If you really want to do it. So, just him, knowing him, let's go hit up Sudo, let's see. So it took me, a couple of days. Finally, I just went to Sudo, went to his gym, and said, hey, yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Freddie Roach's gym. That's where I go spar.
Yeah.
So, that's seeing that. And like I said, Freddie Roach was impressed, so he gave us a chance, But then after that was after Sudo was Benavidez. That was the second one, and actually that was a real good camp because he was getting ready to fight for the WBC.
That's when he was fighting Durrell.
Yeah, Anthony.
Durrell.
So
Nice.
that one came across with Capetillo Jr. from Capetillo Boxing Academy. They called. We're already going to the gym. I just got to work. Going to the gym, and it's funny because I was telling them, man, I want to hit up David to see if he wants to do some sparring. And a couple of weeks I was like, man, thinking in my head, sleeping, thinking how am I gonna approach this? You know what I mean? And he ended up going to the gym, Capetillo's gym, boxing gym. You know what I mean? I guess he was just looking for a gym to work out for the day. So I guess the dad asked Cape Jr. Hey, do you got a super middleweight? He was like, you know what? Actually we do. There's a kid. His name is Andre. He comes here. So he, shout out to him. Thank you for setting that up. So I was like, hey, he called him. He's like, hey, David Benavidez his dad's here. He's looking, he's trying to look for sparring to set up. So I was like, boom. We go, and we cross path. I see David first walk, and then I see the dad and Cape Jr. come out. Oh, here he's right here. I was like, oh, hey. He's like, oh, yeah, this is the dad of Andre, and he was already inside, I think. And he's like, yeah, this is the dad. Talk to him. He'll, He's like, yeah, man, I'm looking. You have your son's a Superman. I was like, yeah. So he sparred Surdo, and you know what I mean. He sort of got my son ready for his first fight. He's like, yeah. I was like, all right. So my son comes over. Hey, Andre, come here. Andre, come here. Meet David and his father. And he looks at him. Wow, you're pretty short for short for 168. You know what I mean? He was probably expecting someone that was 6 something because Benavidez is tall.
Yeah,
he's 6'4".
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. I was like, and he goes, you spar with? So I was like, yeah. He was kind of questioning me, I probably thought I was BSing him, but I was like, I had to show him the text, and I look, yeah, bro, come on Wednesday, okay, you do spar, so yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, so he's like, all right, let's set something up then, bro, let's set something up. So we had got sick at the time. We were gonna set something up, but his boy got sick too, so I was like, all right, let's set something up for next week or the fall. So I was like, all right, cool. So we set something up at Churchill's. Was it Churchill or?
No, it was a combination, and then it would go off and on because he would go for Churchill.
Oh, okay.
And he would go to combinations.
Churchill in Santa Monica, yeah.
Yeah.
So where did you spar him first? At Churchill?
No, I sparred him first at combinations at Marvin's gym.
Yeah. And Lawndale, right?
How was the night before? Were you anxious, excited, or were you able to sleep good?
No, yeah. To me, it was and he's just another human being.
I got him. Nice.
Yeah, I don't really get all like that off sparring, because it's everybody else is just like everybody else.
Yeah. How is he fast?
Yeah, he's fast. He's fast. He hits hard too.
Nice.
He's fast. They're doing a good job. They're doing a good job with him.
Yeah. I told you I took shots from him, but I had a protector, so
He
Oh, yeah,
told
you
me.
took a shot from him?
Yeah, but I had the protector. But
Yeah.
did you guys go to the body or did you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
was sparring. We're
We
hitting
were all
everything.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
Okay.
were all out. We
Okay.
were all out.
Yeah,
Did you
we-
put him against the ropes?
Huh? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he put me against the ropes too.
Two.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, me and him, we put in some good rounds.
There. Yeah.
He's seen the outcome.
His dad, no, actually, no, he did a good job actually, you know, because this, world getting ready, you know, even though Zurdo was a champ, he wasn't getting ready for a fight, so he was just training in the gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he, like I said, he was helping my son out,
Mm-hmm.
at the meantime. But then this came, and so I was like, all right, so we'll go over there. So he did spar him that day, and because I had told him previous, like, hey, you know, because he asked me, hey, how's your boy spar? I mean, how's his style? How's his style? So I went right there. You know, he's fast. You know, he does a lot of angles. You know, he hits hard. You know, he's a natural. He has natural power, and he's fast. So it's like, oh man, that's what I'm looking for. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, I was like, man, hopefully, you know. I'm like, all right. So it came day to that sparring. You know, we would go over there. And I don't know, you know, sometimes I don't know, you know, he gives maybe a little, you know, he gives a lot of respect to these champions, you know, because that's what you should do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as far as you know, only being 18, 19 years old, you know, anything can happen in there too. So just feel him out, you know, and that day, I guess the dad wasn't impressed. He comes to me and just gives me like a little. The dad's always, every trainer always says me they do this and they do that. I go, and he was just like straight up, what happened to your boy today? I was like, oh. Nah, man. So I explained it. I was like, hey, man, he does not spar like this. Like, I don't know if he's like starstruck, maybe not. Maybe he's getting a little bit more respect, but like we really give, you know, we give it, you know what I mean? We bring it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just
An off day.
it was off day, right, for you that day? Or,
I just guess I gave him a little bit too much respect.
you know, like he says, so I was like, all right, so I'll go, man. It's like, oh, yeah, you know what? We'll party guys give you a call next week. Like, man, we probably, you know, he's probably not gonna call us again. So you know, we probably, you know, it's all right. You know, it's whatever. You know, now it's a learning lesson. So he was like, yeah, we have another lefties coming. I was like, all right, cool. And all right, no worries, just hit me up, no problem. So like a week and a half comes, and it goes, hey, bro, the guy wasn't that great. You know what? You mind if you bring him back again? I kind of seen something in your boy, so I'm gonna get, you know, I'll give him another shot if you guys want to come and get sparring.
Yeah.
So like, all right, cool. So we go, and he comes back to me. He's like, man, now I really believed you.
Yeah.
He was, I'm sorry. Nah, you were really what you know. It is true what you told me, and those are his words. You know, I was like, all right. Can you come back on Wednesday? I was like, yeah, we can come back.
Yeah.
Can you come back on Friday? Yeah, we can come back on Friday.
Yeah.
So after that, I knew, okay, cool. We're pretty much, you know, gonna be sparring with him for a while because he was getting ready for a fight too. So I was like, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like it kind of balanced each other out. You know, so they were both getting ready for a fight. So I was like, okay, cool. And after that, you know, it was a wrap from there on out.
Yeah.
You know, it was just starting sparring, real quality sparring. So.
How do you keep Andre focused? He's very young. You know, there's a lot of distractions in the boxing game early on. How do you help him?
The Customado style.
Hey.
The Customado style. The Customado style. It's all a mind. It's a mind warfare.
Yeah.
You know, and it's true what he says is 90% mental, 10% physical. If you know, because any trainer, when they have that kind of power to steer athlete to greatness, is, you know, it's a credible thing, you know.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of stumbles along the way when you're doing boxing, you know, baby needs diapers, what's going on, and you know we need to pay bills, and it's not paying, and you know, and it's hard for a boxer to maintain, mentally.
Yeah. How do you help him get mentally? How do you build that mental fortitude?
Well, right now he's just a kid, you know what I mean? He's just trying to figure out life as well. So as long as he still likes boxing, you know, now, because, you know, he, like I said to him many times, like, you were 17 at one point. I'm pretty sure you don't think like a 17-year-old anymore, right? And I'm pretty sure when you turn 20, you're not gonna think like a 20-year-old. So once that kicks in, because now that's when you're really gonna want to be a man. And I want to make my moves, but just the day he wants to really give up, and say I want to do this for my, like another career, cool. If you don't have that planned out, then keep doing boxing, until otherwise, you like it, you like it. So let's see how far it takes you. My brother, for some people it's hard to get fights, you know what I mean? Because you got to get a manager, you got to get somebody to put this money together, get these opponents, and then get get these hotel rooms. And luckily that my brother Junior Adolfo Perez, he helps me. He manages them. He's like, hey, he gets these fights, and so shout out to my brother Adolfo Perez, because he's the one that sets up all these fights, and
Nice.
So
Sorry,
So
Jay.
talking about fights, I see all your fights are in Mexico. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Guadalajara, yeah.
Wow. So
Guadalajara, dude. Yeah, his last fighter, I think it was Michael Michel.
30. How many fights? 39, 38.
One,
Victor Marquez.
he fought Canelo.
Oh, he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look, keep scrolling up and you'll see that he fought Canelo.
So what's his record like? 9-39.
Saul Alvarez watched it.
48 fight veteran.
That's a lot of experience. Oh, yeah, he fought him in 2007.
Canelo.
Nice.
So, and how long? What was around? When did Canelo take him out? What round?
Let's see. Took him out in the
You don't say, huh? You gotta go to the
10
Wow.
rounds. Round 4.
Round 4. Nice. I think Andre got him in 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So why Mexico?
Why Mexico? You know what? Because just to build up the career and just to fill out the pro. The pro. The pro. I guess.
The record. Yeah.
Not his record. Like I guess the pro scene. You know what I mean? Like let's
okay.
let's test it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just building from now, from here on out. You know what I mean? Until otherwise, okay, boom. Now we can come over here comfortably with these wins, or maybe even a youth bout underneath that. You know what I mean? Like okay, when I talk to these promoters or something like that, it gives them a little better edge. But when they do see the box rec, they're gonna see like, okay, well, who's he fought? You know what I mean? Well, he's fought these guys so far, and we got this person ready, and he's let's say he's a WBC champ. Let's just say, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That gives me more a little leeway too. So that's what that's why I like going over there too. Getting more fights, more more recognition right there, more ring time. So he's more familiar with the ring professionally.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a race.
I guess I've got on record that you want to drop down in weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your ideal weight that you would want to fight in?
Probably like 154.
154?
See how I feel right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's pretty open right now, right?
54, yeah.
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 So you're Mexican, right?
Mexican,
Or
Puerto
half-
Rican.
Mexican,
Oh,
Puerto
okay.
Rican.
Mexican, Puerto Rican. My dad was from the FM. My mom's from Puerto Rico.
Nice.
And your mom is Mexican?
His mom's
yeah.
Mexican. Yeah, his
Yeah,
mom's
okay.
Mexican. Yeah.
You been to
Okay.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
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 Ooh.
A couple
How
times.
is it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
nice out there.
Beautiful.
Oh,
It's nice,
Oh
too.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my goodness. Man.
How's El DF?
I haven't been there in a while. I can't say about that yet.
You haven't been?
I've been in Guadalajara, and Guadalajara got some,
Because of fights. Okay.
beautiful women, like blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, green eyes. I was like, what the?
What do you
heck?
prefer, Mexicans or Puertorriqueñas?
Man, you know what?
Reggaeton or
Oh,
mariachi?
put him against the rope.
Man, that's a crazy one, right? Because they're both crazy. So I guess I'm gonna have a mix.
There you go.
What they make out there?
Guess, hey,
Rum,
you know
no?
what?
Or what is it?
Yeah, Bacardi.
Bacardi.
Bacardi,
Bacardi,
yeah,
Bacardi
yeah.
or tequila.
Man, I can't drink both of those. No.
Same question, Andre. Mexican or Puerto Rican?
Women, not drinks. A mixture.
I don't know,
huh?
probably Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, they're two best both. They both
like
got
both
best.
of
In the
Mhm.
boxing game, they're both.
I'll probably
Yeah.
go Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Okay. And so you've been to Puerto Rico?
Mm-hmm.
What are some other memories of being out there?
I don't know. I was like really a kid.
Oh, a little.
But
Yeah,
I don't know.
six.
It was nice out there.
Would you guys like to go fight out there one day?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I would. I told my brother set it up.
Hey.
Set it up over there. Yeah, because he has connections over there too. Like he's been in the boxing game for a while, so he knows what he's doing with him. He knows what he's doing with him, so I trust him. He's my brother.
So as far as like marketing goes, we talk a lot about that. Like those are probably two of the top 5 markets, right, in boxing.
Yeah.
Mexico and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and
right?
he's
So
both. So
you
he's
guys
like the
kinda
Mexican,
Mexican, yeah.
Yeah, the Mexican boxer.
Rican.
So you guys kind of have like a plan to go with that, or
What?
not thinking about it yet?
How to tap into what audience? Or
Oh no, we're gonna tap into both.
If you're on the East Coast,
but
you
I
come out
honestly
to some
think
Bad
they're just
Bunny or
gonna
something.
like your style. I think it's gonna adapt. And Puerto Rican fans, they love boxing too. So if you're a good boxer, and then he's half Puerto Rican, so it's like, hey, I'm going with him too. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think. You never know.
Because they always try to separate Mexican and Puerto Rico, and like those
Yeah, they
rivalries
always
are
do.
so big.
They always do.
Yeah.
But that makes great fights too.
Yeah.
It makes great fights.
What are some of the favorite fights for you, Mexican Puerto Rican rivalries?
Well, I like the Trinidad Oscar though.
Oscar?
When I was a kid growing up, I seen that one.
What do you think won that one?
Man, that was a crazy fight.
do you think won?
Man, you know what? They should have made a second one.
Yeah.
They should have.
Man, that was a crazy one. That was a hard. Those judges, they had their work cut out for them that night. I honestly think, because that was a tough fight to judge.
Who did you think won it?
Man, I gotta say a draw on that one. I wanted to see
Draw.
the second one.
Yeah.
I want to see the second one.
Did you go back to see it, Andre? The fight? De La Hoya Tito?
I didn't see all of it, but
Okay.
yeah, I seen like
I seen
little
the
parts
highlights.
of it. Yeah.
It's probably one of the first fights that I remember like vividly. That was probably, what was that, 99? 99? It's probably like 7. I remember that one.
I was like, like 14.
Yeah.
14, 15. Yeah.
You remember that one, Chris?
Yeah, that's the first time like I saw like the Mexican audience like embrace Oscar a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
It
say
was
that.
a war. It was a war.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a war. It was a war.
I thought it was a clinic in the beginning rounds.
But then it started weighing down.
Yeah.
The heavy punches and the fast combinations started, starting showing, like he got his second win,
Yeah.
Trinidad. And that's something that, that's like when you're going to give up and for somehow, some way you get a second win and judges see like, oh, wow, look, now he's putting on a show.
Yeah. And Oscar's mistake was to go on the defensive.
Yeah, and here after that, it was just he went defensive, and that's
like on his bike.
If he didn't change the script, he probably would have
Yeah.
went home with the W.
Yeah. It seemed like at that fight, his offense was his best defense. He should have stuck with that. Just outboxing him on the outside.
But I like both of them. They were
Yeah.
good. They were good fighters. I was cheering both. I was
Yeah.
cheering both of them on. Actually,
Yeah.
I was like, they're like, what is this guy doing? He's going for both. Like, yeah.
I feel like as a kid, I couldn't understand it because, like, you saw Tito bleeding and blood all over his shorts, and you saw De La Hoya, boxing the first half, clinic, like you said, and then he loses, and you're just like, what the? How's that even happen? Like, we saw one guy win the fight, right? But, like, I feel like since we were little, we saw a lot of controversial decisions that kind of got us used to the politics, quote unquote.
Oh
of the
yeah,
sport.
well you got to see it. You know what I mean?
Do you guys worry about that, the politics part?
You know what?
I hate that part.
That's that part. Well, that's the part that no one likes. Shit.
Yeah.
There's always politics in every sport. Look what happened in the MLB. That's crazy, right?
Man.
That's like what's the name from that was betting on his old team, the coach.
Betting on his own team? And
Yeah.
what sport was that?
Baseball too.
Baseball?
Baseball too.
Yeah. What's his
Wow.
name? It was he lives in Vegas now. I think he's like the Red Sox or something like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know in the NBA there was a referee who got caught.
I
with
think his name is
betting.
Glenn Rose.
Yeah,
The
the
coach.
coach. Yeah. I know the referee was pretty famous too because he got caught betting in NBA games that he was reffing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But going back to the Puerto Ricans, how do you feel about Miguel Cotto?
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I like
because
him.
I feel like he's overrated. Honestly,
I love that guy.
I feel like he's overrated.
I like him.
Yeah, you like him. Who
Excuse me.
do you think is better though, Tito or Cotto, who had
Two different
better
styles.
career?
Yeah, they're both good. And it's
Two different styles.
types of boxing.
Two different styles. It's funny because you say that because Trinidad's career was Trinidad's career because then once he retired, he came
Yeah,
a different style fighting, more forward, more banging, it was like, man, he brought a lot of people to the crowd because he's got a lot of wars. He fought Margarito, he fought Mayweather, he fought Canelo, he's fought Pacquiao, he's fought
Mostly Paulie Malignaggi.
everybody. So you know what I mean. You got to give the guy credit where the credit's due, bro. Like, man, and he cuts easy, so you know his, you know, man, all for the fans. You know, you got to give the credit. I like. Cotto,
I do give him a lot of credit for that,
You
for
know,
facing basically
he
everybody in the
didn't-
division.
He didn't dodge nobody.
Even though I
Dodge
think
nobody.
he lost most of them, but I still like that they fight everybody. You know, nowadays you see that trend where guys, they don't want to fight each other unless they have a huge paycheck in front of them.
Well,
know.
that's not that. It's part of more the promoters.
You think
Because
so?
the boxer, once they sign a contract, the boxers really like majority, maybe 80% don't have a say so and who they're gonna fight.
How do you feel about that?
Well, that's the business of it. That's why like the Earl Spence is doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mayweather's done it. You know what I'm saying? Like Oscar's done it when they have to leave the promoter because they think that they could do it on their own, and they did. So I applaud that because if you have a business mentality and sometimes it's easier to have business moves because you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's easier to become a businessman real quick.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you know, like Cotto has his promotions too in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So he has a couple boxers out of his promotion. So yeah, I like it. It's you know, because one day who knows, he might be a promoter and you know it might fall in this category later on in the future. You never know.
Yeah, going to Cotto and talking about Mexican Puerto Rican rivalry. How do you feel about that first fight with Margarito?
With Cotto,
Yeah.
man, that was a bloody war.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bloody war. It was a bloody war, man. Man. A lot of controversy too behind that fight too.
Do you think there was foul play?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. They keep saying, you know, and I know. You know, I talked to them many times because I go to their gym. So you know, they rap, you know, old gauze. That's what it was. They had always told me. So, you know, a lot of people there's a foul play. I was like, hey, the man told me, hey, there's no foul play. There's no foul play. You know, he did. You know, maybe he did something wrong by using old gauze. That's about it. You know.
Yeah.
We talked to Mosley, who's over here on the wall. The poster.
Yeah.
He because he got caught against Mosley right before that fight by Mosley's trainer Richardson at the time. We asked Mosley the same thing, like, you think he was cheating all along? And he said basically the same thing, like, I don't know. I just know he got caught against me, so
Yeah.
He even said that the powder came off when the
See, I wasn't there, so I wouldn't know. Maybe they hype a lot of things up, you know. But what's his name? The trainer.
That's
You know, he
Richardson?
said he seen something hard, so
yeah.
I don't know what he's seen that night. He can only tell it.
What goes through your mind when your son is in a brutal sport when you hear about somebody possibly doing that?
Well, they don't do that no more because the ref is looking right there, and the other side of the trainer, you know, the other side of the trainers is looking at their guys wrapping their hands. So
Like, people are making these, like, Tyson Fury, like, photos and videos about something about his gloves.
Yeah,
Did you hear about that?
no padding.
Yeah.
Patty,
Yeah.
Whether he had like it.
Like, he took the padding out of his gloves.
can't do that because the commission has the glove at all times. Like there's no
And
way
they take it after the fight as well,
and they
right?
take it after the fight, like
right
like,
after the fight.
Those are not their gloves. I don't know if you guys know that they're not their gloves. Like they
They're
don't go,
they're like
they go
sanctioned.
back to the guy that got the gloves.
Yeah.
They don't go to them. So it's kind of hard to alternate the glove unless their permission to own and have that glove.
Yeah.
But usually the boxing commission has a glove. So
What do you guys think about that fight?
which one?
Tyson Fury Wilder number 2.
Number 2.
Oh man, I like both of them, but that night he got caught with a bad shot. You know I'm pretty sure busted his eardrum because I seen blood coming out the ear. So
Don't wear heavy costumes. Don't let your son do it.
I don't know how he did that either.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey, look at Tyson Fury. He came in.
got carried.
He got carried in the ring. You know.
That
he got
rope looked
carried.
pretty heavy. I don't know.
Well, it ain't heavy when you're sitting down and 20 people are carrying your ass to the ring.
He didn't have that cushion on the seat, man. I don't know. He was.
Nah, it was a good fight, and you know, You know, it was just a bad night that night. You know, and it happens, and that's part of heavyweight champion. That's part of heavyweight championship boxing.
It
right
happens.
there. You know, might get an upset. You never know. You know, Reese. Look at that.
Yeah, it just seemed that punch was kind of like the one that Andy Ruiz landed on Joshua, in that like they were, not exactly, but that
because that one was on top of the head.
But the effect that they were never like
that one was on the ear.
Yeah, but the fact that they were after that a certain punch, like they were never in the fight, because after that punch on Wilder, legs were gone.
You know, it's happened like not in fighting. Well, I have been knocked down a couple times, but it's almost like, have you ever caught vertigo?
Yeah, there you go.
Imagine feeling like that, and then getting punched at the same time is even worse. So of course your legs are you're gonna be like, whoa. You know, it's just a bad night, man.
Do you think that the corner or the ref should have stopped it earlier?
Huh?
Do you think the ref or the corner should have stopped it earlier?
Man, you know what? Like I said, it's always up to the boxer. You gotta agree with the boxer, and the boxer said something. He said, "Hey, put me on my shield," and he did a good job. You know, I would have, but I think he got fired over that.
Oh, the trainer, right? One of the trainers. Yeah.
The one that threw the towel and got fired.
Yeah.
Because he could have, he could have gave him his last round and that was it. But he was getting hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is about boxing, man. It's a sport that it's so brutal, but you want more. You want more of it, and you won't give up until you freaking on the floor.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like me as as growing up as kids, we'll be crying, but as we get older, we endure that warrior mentality. Like, I'm not gonna stop. And there's some people that do stop. That's the quitter in them. That's what it is. There's two kind of people in this boxing world: the quitters and the ones that go off on their shields. And
Do you guys think Tyson will get him again? Third fight?
It depends. It all depends how they both train. It's
what they wear to the ring entrance.
It's heavyweight business. It's not like 147, 168, 154. These guys are heavyweight. They could probably beat up your car, like Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter, we used to get that bonus, right? Like, they could do that to your car and just walk away like nothing happened. You know what I mean? So these guys are strong, So it's amazing the power that they hold, because they could Wilder's knockouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the highest weight you want to get to, Andre?
Highest weight?
Yeah, highest.
I've
He's
already
been to the highest weight.
Like, this is it.
But as a pro, you wanna fight at heavy eventually?
Oh no, I came from heavyweight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh hell, he's asked the wrong question.
So you started as a pro. Heavyweight.
My first pro fight was like 180, so like pretty much like almost heavyweight.
So you eventually, let's say late
eventually
20s. You want to get to heavyweight? Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
I don't know. We'll
He'll be
probably
like
at
a
the
Mike
end.
Tyson.
Probably at the end.
That's a Mike Tyson right there.
Yeah.
That's
Mike was like 5'10".
Because back in those
200
days,
pounds.
they were fighting at 220. Now these guys are like 240, 250,
250, yeah.
260. And hailing at 6'7", 6'5".
That's crazy.
Unless you
Tyson Fury's like what 6'9".
6'9", 275.
unless you could hit him in the hip and it's legal,
Yeah,
that guy's tall.
Yeah, I'm reading a book on Muhammad Ali, and when he fought Jerry Quarry was like 195. I'm like, damn, they're really light back then.
But Muhammad Ali was like 6'4".
Yeah.
Real skinny, slender, big shoulders, real,
Yeah, the heavyweights now
Marcellus
are...
Cassius Clay.
Yeah, I think the Eastern Europeans kind of changed like the height thing with the...
Yeah, it's been huge.
Yeah,
but every sport involves, though.
Yeah.
Every sport involves, to bigger and bigger, bigger things. Back in the days, basketball players were short.
Yeah.
There were hardly any top people in the 70s. And then, boom, they started blowing up. They started getting heavier, and they started doing dunks and all these crossover. But, it is what it is today now, big old giants, getting in the ring. But yeah, if it, you know, he might get taller. You know, when you stop growing, like 24 or something like that,
If you're lucky.
right?
If you're me in high school.
No, but yeah.
And any ideas for ring entrances? We talk about how like you're a brand and how you have to market yourself and sell yourself. Like, do you guys have any ideas like doing some interesting ring entrances?
No, that's not really like my thing.
Not flashy, just
He's not flamboyant. He's
Oh,
not flamboyant.
okay.
He's real quiet. Like I guess I'm more the flamboyant one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Your dad's the one that gets you in trouble, huh?
Yeah.
Like, all right, I gotta back this up now in the ring.
Yeah.
happens a lot.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's what happens.
So how'd you get into boxing?
Huh?
Rhino? How'd you get into boxing?
No, we've been in boxing for a long time now. My dad, like I was telling him earlier, my dad was a president of World Boxing Hall of Fame. So back in the days, we were always involved, and he did commentary. But he was like, did everything. He did a lot of things. Yeah, luchadores también. Like you know, man, my family story is a long story, man. Long story.
They're from the F, right? You said?
My dad's side,
Yeah.
they're from the
Okay.
FA. My mom's from Puerto Rico, so yeah, two different, two beautiful cultures, and then the fighting culture at that. You know? So yeah, he was. So I got to see a lot of boxers growing up too. You know, I had to see. You know, I seen Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao do their thing. You know, when I was a kid, I was like, man, and he's still doing it now.
Mhm.
I was a kid when he was doing his thing, and you know, I'm 36 now. Well, he's a little older than me, but I was like, man, this kid's gonna be something else, and he was.
Mhm.
He's still doing his thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the next legend right there, Manny Pacquiao. I think. What do you guys think?
Pacquiao?
Yeah, being a legend.
Yeah, I think he's already a
Because
legend.
he's already is a legend. He's
Yeah.
already a legend. But you know, going down, you know, he's gonna be the legend. You know, like,
I think he's the greatest of our generation.
yeah, he is.
I'll put him over Mayweather.
He is. He
8
is.
divisions.
I think you know, that's hard
Fought
to do.
everybody at every weight.
And remember,
Sometimes he fought him 3 times.
This guy
Some
came.
guys.
This guy came fighting as a pro 115. I think
Yeah.
115 to fighting guys that are walking around at 200 like Margarito to fight him at middleweight.
And beating them up, not just
Yeah.
fighting them.
Beat him up.
Broke the guy's eye socket.
Beat him up. But have you ever seen that guy's calves?
Yeah.
They're fucking huge.
They're
bro.
beautiful.
They're fucking huge, bro. I was like, man. That guy takes his running serious. Oh yeah, one of the best fighters.
Is there anybody between your weight classes, like 154 through 168, that you see something in them? You're like, okay, this guy's gonna be someone I'm gonna have to look at 5 years from now.
Like
Any fighters?
like my age?
Yeah, or any fighters like maybe now that are they're like in their mid 20s that you see like, oh, I might have.
From like 154 to like 168 is pretty much stacked.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Are there any names in particular you're like, oh, I want to face that guy one day?
I pretty much want to face them all, like whoever I can.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's somebody that you want to spar maybe that you haven't sparred yet? Are there any names?
I don't know, just pretty much everybody, like all the top ones, like Pari, Jermel, anybody basically, everybody.
Yeah. I know Sean posed you the question for the people that don't know, what's your style? Are you like a slugger? Are you a boxer puncher? Well, how would you describe your style of fighting?
Pretty adapt to anything, and I've been around it all, So I'm just learning something every day, so I make sure to do.
Okay.
So I don't try to just put all my my eggs in one basket. I try to like work on a little bit of everything.
Okay, have a plan A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's only gonna benefit me, and it's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah. I know your dad has a cool nickname. Have you thought about having one, or do you have one already?
Nah, I really don't focus on that really too much. I just
Hood
focus
Rich, right?
on
Hood Rich? I think it's Hood Rich Instagram.
Nah, I don't know. Not that one, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really like. If one comes and I like it, then I'll probably just throw it on there.
Yeah. Okay. Rhino, is there one in particular that you're like, okay, if you had to pick it, what would you?
Man, it'd be your baby Rhino, bro. Rhino. What kind of question is that? Yeah. But I think there's like one Rhino. I
Okay.
think we follow each other on Instagram too. He's a boxer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So we're like, all right, there's another Rhino in there.
You know what happens when two rhinos see each other, right?
They collide, bro. The collide is not a pretty thing when that happens.
If you see him out there, you're gonna be like,
Man, I'll go through the roughest pack. So yeah.
like, Andre, hold on.
Right?
Give it a sec.
Yeah.
Man.
So, yeah,
You said you're not flamboyant. You're not, like outspoken. I guess you can say flashy.
Yeah, I'm not loud.
Yeah. When you see
that.
when you see someone like
And
Blair,
that's kind of weird because, the Puerto Ricans are mostly like, loud. They're loud.
Yeah.
They're out there because,
they're like, yeah. When you see somebody, for example, Blair the Flair Cobbs, like, what do you think of somebody like that? That's very flamboyant.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah, it's cool.
nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
just
cool,
me,
yeah.
I'm not
just
loud
like
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I'll do it for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like the Angel Garcia of Danny.
Hey.
And like I'll do the shit talking. It's all right. He just do it in the ring.
You do all talking, and then afterwards, like,
yeah,
got him.
yeah. Get him, boy. Hold on, let me release his chain real quick. Go get him.
So can't make me look better. You gotta get it.
No, but yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I do the talking for him.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And those future 24/7 is gonna be fire for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24. You know who made that up, right?
Floyd.
Mayweather made it up.
Floyd, yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Shout out to Floyd. Hey, that's messed up. What happened to his wife?
You hear about that?
His,
What happened?
Not his wife. I'm sorry, his baby's mom.
His wife died. Floyd's wife.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
no, not
the
his wife.
The ex-wife.
The
His
baby mama.
ex-girlfriend's mother of his 3 children
Yeah.
passed away.
Oh, the mother of his kids.
The mother of his kids.
The mother of his kids.
Yes.
Dang. Do we know how?
No,
This
they
morning
said
when I
they
was leaving
found
to
her.
work,
They
yeah.
found her in her car.
In the car.
Shit. That was today?
It was today.
Today?
No, not today. They found
Oh.
her at 9:30 on Monday night.
In
The news
Nevada?
broke today, though, right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
the news
yeah.
broke today.
Dang.
That it was her.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. And I know he saw one of his best friends commit suicide too on FaceTime or something, right? You guys know about that?
Yeah. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel, hopefully they have, the strength, the kids to push through this one because it's tough.
Yeah.
Man, it hasn't been a good year this year. Hasn't been a good
Lot of
year.
crazy
A lot
stuff.
of crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Really lot of
Crazy year,
stuff.
man.
Are you guys worried at all about how serious you guys take the coronavirus?
Oh, man.
Over
That's
It's
gonna happen, gonna happen.
Ain't shit.
It's what can we do, right?
You can't do anything.
You can't
really.
do nothing about it. Like,
You
You're
know,
always-
stop breathing.
everybody's gonna, I went to the store, go get water. It's like, how many cases you getting? Just one. Okay, because the minimum's 2. It's like, what? Why? Oh, because the coronavirus and this and that. Like, oh man,
Yeah,
Your
That
faucet is gonna
crazy,
stop
right?
working or
Right?
something. Your sink
Man,
is
I
gonna stop
I
working.
grew up drinking faucet water. Oh,
La
it's gonna be
manguera,
all
huh?
right. Yeah, right. La
Shit.
manguera. Yeah, like man.
It was always like a big There's always like
N1, H1.
there's always like a big
the
what do you
swine
call it?
flu.
Yeah, right.
Virus.
We did through it,
Ebola.
right?
Yeah.
When there's
I
like
just think it's
election, I
propaganda.
noticed that there's always like a
That's
big
true.
virus.
Yeah,
That's fucking
last,
true.
Last year was
And
Ebola.
this was bad. now,
Ebola.
And this one's bad because now people ain't even going to see venues.
Yeah.
They ain't going to concerts. They ain't
NBA
going
games
to
have been
planes.
canceled as of today, from
You
what
guys
I
hear
hear.
about that?
Yeah, man.
crazy.
They stopping all kinds of money. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, and then they're stopping the boats over there.
Airlines
the docks.
are. Some
You
have
know?
gone like bankrupt. Some airlines because they can't.
Yeah.
No business for
No
them.
business.
We
The
traveled to
smaller
Europe,
ones.
and I was like, let's go, man. Tickets are
Fuck
cheap.
that, you
But he
stupid.
Yeah, right.
doesn't want to go.
Go ahead.
But the
I
hand
think they just got
sanitizer's
I think they just got a
coming
30-day hold. Y'all, we
Hey,
can't-
I'll
we
hold
can't
it down
come-
for the podcast. Dog. Do your
Right?
thing.
Hey, you're gonna have to fly from TJ because they got a 30-day hold. No
Oh,
one
on
can fly in or
LAX?
out right now today. Like
Oh,
Like,
Yeah,
damn.
what
30
time?
days. Everything is
like 3
suspended.
hours
Travel.
ago. Yeah,
Damn.
3 hours ago he just said that
And-
from the White House.
You know what's crazy though? Like, what? People are finally gonna start washing their hands and using hand sanitizer. Like,
Right.
all of a
I
sudden-
thought that was just
Hey,
what we're supposed to do every day.
hey, I thought that was E. coli. Hey, that E. coli. Jesus Christ.
I
Oh,
thought we
that's
were supposed
crazy.
to
Dude, that
buy a
already-
lot of water. Every time I bought water, I would always fill up my cart with water, like
Yeah.
as
yeah,
a normal day.
Yeah, but
Now
they
people
got
want to
these,
do it.
and coronavirus been around forever.
Yeah.
I guess it got steroids now or something. I don't know.
I guess there is,
Yeah, there's different
I
types.
guess, I guess,
Yeah.
I guess, our immune system should beat it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they canceled the NBA season. There was a
What-
couple soccer
hopefully-
games where like there's no
hopefully,
fans
hopefully
allowed.
no fights.
Yeah,
Well,
one
Imagine
of the
like
soccer-
a boxing fight with no
yeah.
fans.
oh man,
One of the soccer players has coronavirus.
Yeah,
too, I heard.
a guy from Juventus where Ronaldo plays.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Italy's been.
shoot, lucky
affected
I
by
drink
it.
Modelo.
Yeah, right. That's what I said too.
I don't get that.
I know all of Italy is in quarantine, or they can't leave.
Yeah, they can't leave. They got a 30-day hold. That's what I said. They got a 30-day hold.
It's on lockdown too. Like
Yeah.
no one can go out.
Yeah, it's
People wash your hands.
mhm.
You know, but
Man.
yeah. What else of boxing? What else are we gonna talk about? What else? What else? These YouTubers again?
Yeah.
Man.
I heard the little debate you guys had on just boxing. too.
Is that what you?
Yeah,
that was
I
you.
agree
That
with
was you.
that, yeah.
You
I
know.
said YouTubers should fight on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
why do we have them on main cards on the
Yeah,
zone?
yeah,
On
yeah.
well, the zone is the one putting them on, but
Yeah, he's the one with the money, man. He's the one
Yeah.
with the money. He's doing good stuff with it. It's just, it's just my opinion,
Yeah, separate cards.
Yeah, I think.
I understand like they're trying to get that YouTube
you're still
audience.
still
with
gonna
that
get the
clout.
boxing. You're still gonna get the. I want to know more about boxers, and if this is exciting, I'm pretty sure there's more exciting boxers.
Yeah,
And these guys don't even know how to box. Half the
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
because you could still promote professional boxing like in between their bouts.
Yeah,
To be like,
yeah,
oh, the show's
yeah.
coming up
Yeah,
next
yeah.
week. Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
But realistically, how many 12-year-olds do you think said, "Oh, I want to watch Devin Haney from now on"?
Yeah.
Not from that fight. Not a whole lot
Probably
from that fight. He didn't
none.
He didn't have too much of a great performance that fight, but
How many kids are like, "Oh, I like Billy Joe Saunders. I'm gonna keep up
Yeah.
with him." I feel like they're just there for
them.
one day.
For one day, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like Universal Studios.
You go for that one ride. and
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it. But yeah, it sucks, but you got to make money, I guess. But yeah,
yeah, it's business.
yeah.
Numbers,
I respect
numbers.
that side. Hey, they sold that venue out, Staples, and they made money, so
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that. At the
Yeah.
same time,
Yeah. On Just Boxing Live, you told us like one of your short-term goals was to get signed, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a particular like promotions company that you're like, damn, I would like to be with them, or
I don't know. I like all of them, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like for like certain reasons.
Money.
Yeah. But whichever one gives me the
Alright.
best one, I'll go with.
all right, tell us why you like Golden Boy.
I'd like to be. I'd probably would probably go there if I had like an option.
Okay.
But only because like me and him, we grew up like same. So same area.
That's
Same
true.
area.
East LA, Montebello. So like that kind of be
So
like.
keep it in-house.
Mhm.
Keep it in-house.
how was it
that.
growing up in Montevideo?
It was cool. I pretty much grew up all over the place. I didn't really.
okay.
I didn't, because had like split. So like, I'd stay in Montebello with my dad for a couple weeks and then go to my
Mom's.
mom over. Yeah. So like, kind of grew
Cool.
up everywhere, and then kind of like growing up, I was taken away. So like, I just grew up everywhere. So I didn't really. I don't know.
Yeah.
My
Stay in
my
one
my
spot,
my,
yeah.
my growing up was kind of different.
You grew up in Montevideo as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How was
raised
it?
and born, man. I grew up in the
90s,
hood
right?
right there.
90s,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was gang banging right there
Wow.
on Whittier and Spruce.
Damn.
Whittier and Spruce right there. Just it was hectic growing up in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shootings, a lot of killings, a lot of dope dealing. So it was like, man, a lot of negative. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that shape you? Because a lot of people kind of
I
fall
got,
into
I
that.
got I got started getting shot at like at 14.
Wow.
You know what? Actually, even younger, when we moved in my neighborhood, we got shot at moving inside
Damn.
because it thought it was the enemies that still lived there. You know what I mean? So I was like, wow,
Wow.
that was crazy, man. But yeah, it was rough growing up
Yeah.
there.
Did you get into any fights growing up
Me?
outside the ring?
Yeah, a couple, but I didn't really look for fights like
Oh,
that.
okay.
I like to tell you, I was more like a quiet one. I was like I'm more like chill, like back. I'm not like
Yeah.
all
Yeah, he's
trying
real
to let.
quiet. He's real quiet. He's like his mom, real chill. She was just like,
I don't look for
Real
trouble,
laid
but if
back.
it finds you,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
do you
won't-
just kind of turn into like a different person in the ring?
Yeah.
Just like
I'm
a
just-
ding, ding, ding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually
Damn.
is. Actually a different person. Like the beast comes out. The beast comes out, He might not say words, but man, those punches do roar when they land. They're very hard too, man. I don't know if you've seen one of them, but yeah, he hits pretty hard. Yeah. Let me see.
You didn't bring the thing today, huh?
No. Oh, it's in the car.
God damn it.
With the
Hold
punching
on, next
shield?
time.
Tested his
The
power.
punching shield?
I didn't bring it on purpose.
Next time.
No, yeah, man. It's just hard work, dedication with this kid, man. Just keep grinding. Keep grinding. See what the next chapter, boxing got for us. And so far, it's been good.
Yeah.
It's
So
been
what's
good.
the timetable? I know you told me on Just Boxing, but what's the timetable that you guys want to see him fight this year? How many times?
Well, it hasn't been a year yet. Remember, I told you in May it'll be a year. So
Mhm.
he's working on his fifth fight this March,
Okay.
beginning of April. So that one, and then probably like try to do 2 more. If anything.
more. Nice. Stay active.
Yeah, squeeze in at least like 7 or 6.
Nice.
I have one last question. What do you think Rhino makes a great boxer?
Which Rhino? Me? Well,
What do you think makes a great boxer?
What makes a great boxer? Oh man, first of all, create good habits. As a boxer, create good habits. Have a plan on creating those habits and becoming one with those habits. Because the longer you take care of yourself, the better the better you reserve yourself. And I say that because boxing is probably like the most, besides football, it's a lot of wear and tear in your body, man. So taking care of yourself is number one, and not gaining 40 pounds, from fight to fight, and not eating right, not going to the gym when you're not fighting. Real good boxer stays in the gym every day, 6 days out of the week, even if he's not fighting. They're working out every day. And, also makes a good boxer, man. And having good people around you, the better the team, the better the success is, because there's a lot of people that are just there to get their hand out, Hey, let me get here, let me get there. Like, that's the way it is in boxing, man. Boxing is like, man, it's a double-edged sword. You don't know who to trust. So, like I said, like I got my brother. My brother, helping me out. He knows all the connections in boxing, so I don't have to worry about that. I just got to worry about him getting them ready.
Yeah.
And other boxers, they're like, man, who can I go or who can help me? And, and some of these boxers ain't even looking out for your best interest.
Yeah.
Some of these people that try to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Question for you, Andre. 15 years from now, what do you consider a successful career for yourself?
What do you mean consider?
Like 15 years from now, like what do you want to accomplish? Like what's something that you want to do in the sport?
Honestly, I just take it day by day.
Oh, okay.
Try to do better than I did yesterday.
Same.
Smoking Joe. That's like a Smoking Joe saying right there. Take it day by day.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Same question for you as his father. What's something that you feel like, okay, 15 years from now, I want him to be this, do this.
By 15,
leave this
man, by
legacy.
15, I can see I'm already being like multiple champions in like different weight classes. That's for sure.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Because from what are you, 19 right now? So 15 for me was at 29, something like that, right? If my math is right, no, 39.
Yeah, 15.
I wasn't good at math.
15, 33, 34.
34. Yeah.
34. So yeah, 34. Yeah, see, accomplished a lot in those years. So yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah,
Keep
one last
grinding.
question. What do you like to do on your free time? What's in your playlist?
Well, a lot of stuff.
He listen to good music, man. He be
Yeah.
turning around to like some good music. But go ahead.
Nah, I don't know. I listen to a lot of stuff, but I listen to a lot of stuff. My go-to like rap, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any artists in particular?
I have a lot of artists I listen to. I listen to a lot of Detroit,
Based.
Chicago.
You like Royce of 5'9"?
Who?
Royce of 5'9"?
Who's that?
Detroit? Oh, man.
He's like,
Who's
you don't know
Yeah,
about
no,
the
no,
rap.
I know somebody from Detroit who doesn't know him. I'm like, how? He's like Eminem's best friend.
What was
Yeah,
his
probably
name?
not.
What was his name?
Royce of 5'9".
Oh,
Royce
yeah,
of
he was in the
5'9"?
group. He
Yeah.
was on the D12.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't in the group,
Oh.
but he did the album with Eminem, the Bat Meets Evil.
Oh, okay.
That's-
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
I
no,
think he's better than Eminem,
Oh,
honestly.
no, I don't listen like that.
No?
I listen more like
Like
the
a-
new stuff.
Big Sean from Detroit.
No, I
Like which
listen
one?
to
Like which one, Andre? Like which
Big-
one?
No, I listen to
Name
T
one out of your head.
Grizzly, like East Side Team East Side Peasy.
Oh, the new guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Eastside what, Peasy?
Yeah.
Shout out to Eastside Peasy from
Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah,
I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
You know them?
See.
He'll probably
Yeah.
I probably do, but I don't know their names. But there's some of those pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of rap stuff, like SoundCloud stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, a
That's
lot of
cool.
people know 'em.
Is there a particular song that you come out to the ring to? Is there like one song like that's my song that I'm coming out to?
I don't have just one song. There's probably
Okay.
a couple,
Okay.
that I like.
So like, which one would it be though if you came
Yeah.
out?
El Rey.
I don't know.
Like
I don't know, to be honest. I don't
whatever
know.
feeling it, would I give whatever he's feeling
Yeah,
that
whatever.
day.
Whatever. I
If
feel
Lon's like,
coming
hey,
out
let
that
that do
day.
something.
I got a couple songs on the playlist I could pick from.
Okay. Nice.
That's what's up. We're going to get kicked out of here pretty soon. All right. It's 9:20.
They didn't just go for a little bit, huh?
Any last stuff you want to mention?
Nah, man. You guys are from Montevideo. We call fights in Montevideo at the Quiet Camp. Dude, it'd be
Okay.
awesome if you guys ever come, and it'd be
Yeah,
awesome to
yeah,
call one of
yeah.
your fights one day, man. But
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming soon.
Hey, there
When are you guys
go.
coming to the U.S.? That sounds weird.
Well,
but
this
Well, we're coming
this
this April,
April.
but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
not in California, but
In
out in
Utah.
the state.
Utah?
Yeah.
Okay.
hopefully it happens, man. All this stuff
Utah.
getting canceled and all this crazy
Oh
stuff.
yeah, man. We're
Yeah.
gonna live through it. It's just a propaganda.
It's just hype.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man. That's
Just
all
be
it is.
clean.
Like
It should
that's
be
what I
good.
think. I also think it's like.
Didn't they teach us that in kinder? Wash your hands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but
Basically.
it's a politics game. It's
Yeah. It's just like
it's
if
a very special business.
A lot of
Yeah.
money involved.
Oh, my man.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But at least the young future is now learning, more that voting is key to change.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is crazy.
Any last shout outs you guys want to give?
Oh, my brother, Adolfo Perez Jr., for always hooking up the fights and make sure everything's all right and everything, is on the up and up. And his and then little sis, her, she wanted me to throw a shout out, Lashes by Brenda. So look her up at IG.
There you
Lashes
go.
by Brenda. All you beautiful young female boxers over there and pro boxers, you want to get your little eyelashes done. Go hit up Lashes by Brenda at IG.
I'll make this into a clip so she sees it.
I
got you.
And that cup of deal, right?
Yeah, shout out to Capatil's Boxing Gym showing me love. Shout out to all my sponsors that sponsor me.
Hey.
Nissan, Liliana's Tamales. Can't get all of them top of my
Black
head,
Mirror
but
Tattoos.
yeah.
Mario
yeah.
Daggett from
My
Black
sponsors
Mirror
know who they
Tattoos.
are.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, that's what's up. And where can we follow you guys once again?
Yeah, you can follow me on Hoodrich Andre on Instagram.
And you can follow me at Rhino _213. That's where I put his boxing content. So if you
Yeah.
want to check it out, go check it out.
Hey.
Hey, there you go.
Yes, sir.
Where can they follow us, Chris?
At
Yeah.
againstdaropes _ on Instagram, againsttheropes.online.
Yeah.
Hey.
Against the Ropes podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for
Yes, sir.
dropping
Thank
by,
you for having
man.
us,
Thank you
man.
for having
Against
us.
the ropes.
Appreciate
Much
it.
We'll
love.
have you back, man. We'll have you back for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes,
Definitely,
sir.
definitely love supporting the up and comers, man. We like having you guys, seeing you guys on your journey now. We know you're
Thank
going
you.
to be big as well.
Thank you.
So can't wait to see you on your journey, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Thank
Thank you very much.
The
I
future
appreciate
looks
it.
bright, man. You guys,
Thank
I
you,
can
man.
tell you guys are ambitious.
Yes,
I
sir.
think you mentioned it in the last podcast. Some people are just in it for a paycheck or
Yeah.
because they have to, right? It's kind of like
Yeah.
a weekend job, but
Yeah.
it's not the case with you guys,
That's
man.
not the case.
Can't wait until you guys get a belt.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure it's gonna
yeah.
happen.
That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yeah.
We can't say much, but that's coming.
Hey.
Yeah, man. That was Andre, Mr. Rhino against the ropes.
Yes, sir.
78. We'll be
Yes,
back
sir.
next week, hopefully.
Yes,
We
sir.
out.
Hey.
Later.
Hey. An hour 15.
Oh yeah.
Like you already know, I said I'm a fun guy. Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas, un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time out y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.